Hey folks, welcome back to your favorite Eagles channel. So I'm doing this very short video, pretty much explaining, going over the previous video that I made that I uploaded yesterday with my precision strike on Beirut's Sanya district, and also the runway attack, the runway run attack that we had. And I just wanted to show kind of what was going wrong on that runway attack. And second, with the last waypoint we did with that laser guided JDAM that didn't hit the commander. So this is just a very short, probably like a 5-6 minute video. So if you want, you can go ahead and stay and just look at me just analyzing my yesterday's mission. Or yeah, I mean, you didn't really have to, but if you're interested in just looking at what we did yesterday. So I got my Tacview open right here, right? And I'm just going to show you. So we're taking off from Telnov, as you can tell. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So we're taking off. There we go. Not taking off really. Hold on. Oh, there we are. All right. So we're taxiing. We took off. As you can see, we're climbing at 18,000 Mach 0.9. We reached waypoint number 1 right here around Tel Aviv. And how do I move this map? Is there a way to like move it? No. Okay. Let me just zoom out. We're going to waypoint 2 over Netanya, waypoint 3 over Haifa. We're fencing in around Nakura, and now we're entering the Lebanese border. You can see that once we start approaching right here, we had our E2C aerial AWACS kind of giving us some intel about what's happening on the ground and if we have any incoming threats. You can also see that once we were flying over Beirut right here, we had that big cloud layer that didn't really give us a good visibility to target our objective, but which we did in the end. Yeah, you can see we had our Humvee, that JTAC that I told you about, that agent on the ground, giving us some coordinates. And right here, you can see that we had that SA-18 manpad, and we had some infantry, Hezbollah infantry, sitting at one of those buildings. Hold on. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm turning left, right? I'm returning back to I'm returning back to Sanya district for the strikes. That was the first mission. You can actually see it right here as well. Looking at that building, splash. Look at that splash. Let me just so we got that direct hit right there over Sanya. So let me increase the speed here just to see that. Okay, here, you know what, we're turning. We were in zone, and here's that GBU 31 going into going towards our subject. Okay, so let me just show you in a second. So here it's going. Let me just speed it up a little bit, and just a second, it's going to explode and destroy it. That's it. So the JTAC is still good, but we destroyed the rest of the targets, which were the 2 Hezbollah militants with the AKs and 1 with a manpad, right? Right. And then, as you can see, later when we were diving into that runway, so we were designating that runway, right? So here it is. Here's the airport on the left. Here's Beirut. You can actually see, let me just go back just a few seconds. On the teapot, you can see that building destroyed and it's burning. And if you actually see, 1 second, when I'm going to be looking outside of my cockpit, there we go. So right here, you can actually see that smoke coming off. I don't know if I can zoom in. I cannot zoom in. All right. You can see that smoke right there. That's what that building was, where we just made that strike, right? So we destroyed that building. You can see that Sanya Park right here in the heart of Beirut, right? Now, let me fast forward this a little bit. So what we're doing, all right, we're going for the dive, all right? So I'm gonna actually play it here in Tacview as well. Let me speed this up a little bit. How do I speed this up? Okay, there we go. We're going for the dive in a second. There's the dive, right? So we're going for the dive. And just like here we are. We're turning towards Beirut. So we're turning towards Beirut. There we go. And right here, we're at 300 feet. So I'm going to pause here. We're aligning ourselves with the runway. So let me also fast forward by 30 seconds. There we go. So we're aligning ourselves with that runway right there. And remember I told you we pickled right over the runway. So we dropped bombs, but for some reason, visually, they did not register. Now there's two options for why they did not register. And I have an idea why. So I want to just, share my thoughts with you here, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So I'll give you just a couple more seconds. Oops, no, I already bombed it. All right. So here's what's happening. I'm going to pause the video. No, actually, let me go just a little bit forward here. So, okay. So, above ground level, 270, 130 above sea level. And here we are, 70, 60 feet. Right? Low altitude. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pickle right here. And I want you to notice one thing. So, okay, so pickle. All right, let me just kind of turn around. All right, I'm going to pause right here. I pickled, if you look at this video, way below the altitude that I should have. So I should have stayed 200 feet or above. So in my understanding, the first scenario why we didn't see the bomb splash, because I was just too low and the chutes, I guess, didn't open or the bombs didn't register. That's scenario number one. Let me just play that here. We'll see. Oops. I'm going to pause right here. Okay, so you can actually see, let me take a different angle here, that I did have my Mark 82 airs dropping, and I was at 200 feet. But they did not register. So it's either it's a glitch in the game, or I was too low to drop the bombs, and they just did not explode. So they kind of landed on the runway, right? So let me just play it here. See, so they're landing, but they're not really exploding. See that bomb just kind of like got stuck here, and that second bomb got stuck here. And to me, that makes sense that either I was too low to pickle them when doing the run attack over the runway, or they did not register, right? So here I'm looking over my right wing, and I don't see any splash on the window on the runway. Okay, so that's the first scenario. I'm going back for that same attack, and let's see. Hold on, just go down a little bit here. Okay, so we're going back. So this is the second time I'm going back to that same runway, right? So here it is. I'm turning. Let's make it faster. I'm going even lower than the first time. See, so I'm actually 60 feet above the ground level. Minus 30 sea level, minus 10. 10 feet. 30 feet. And holding the pickle button and pickle. It says 4 seconds time for impact. I'm at 100 feet above the ground level, but it doesn't register again, right? So I'm doing this again. So here I'm turning, right? So let me speed this up a little bit. Just want to show you. So I'm taking there we go. I'm taking that dive again. Okay, so here. Pickled again over the runway. I'm again at the same altitude, 200, right? Roughly 200. So here it says 150. Here goes off the Mark 82s. Let me make this slower. The Mark 82 drops. I'm braking right here. Oops. Okay. I'm just going to let it be. So here's the Mark 82. and it's dropping, but it's not registering, right? So let's just wait for it to drop. Just wait for it to hit the ground. Come on. And it just got stuck there too. There's no splash, which is weird. So to my understanding, again, that's either a glitch in the game, it was a bug, or it just did not explode, or the chute did not deploy because I was just way too low over the run. I pickled, breaking right. And you can see right here, right, if you look at where I paused, look at my cursor, this is the bomb that I dropped right here, right? So just to the left side of my right tail, there it is, of the vertical stabilizer. This is the bomb. It's dropping. It's not exploding. And it just kind of sinked in. It got sucked in into the ground, so it didn't explode, right? So that was weird. So the run attack was, in my opinion, it was a good run attack. I was going low. I was going fast. Perhaps I was going maybe too low, or it was just a glitch. All right, I'm gonna speed this up to next to we're flying towards the commander. So let me just kind of here. There we go. We're flying, and remember that MQ-9 UAV that I told you about that we met when we're flying over Naftia. So here it is. Here's that MQ-9 aerial. What it was doing was just doing orbits, and it was pretty much. Well, let me just turn up the sound here. So it's just doing some reconnaissance work, right? So it's the surveillance work. Here's that Land Rover right there, LR-109. That's the Land Rover, and you can see that in Naftia I was just driving down this road. And so here's what happens when we go for the JDAM strike. So we're gonna, and here this was definitely my fault. So I'm not sure the second case there over the runway. I'm not sure how much it was my fault, or how much I executed it poorly. But definitely here, it was a very poor execution on my side. So I want to just show it to you. So here on the T-pod, I'm looking for that. Let me just go 30 seconds. I'm looking for that. Right. So here it is. Here's that Land Rover. It just passed on my T-pod. You can see it, right? So I'm gonna go 30 seconds, and I'm still looking for it. And let's go forward another 30 seconds. There it is. All right. So I'm gonna pause at the moment that I pickle. So I'm at 9,000 feet, which is already too low. Okay, it's already too low. Show you. I'm gonna pause right here. So I'm at 9,000 above sea level. I'm at 7,000 above ground level, which is, in my opinion, a bit too low for that JDAM strike. And once I got 14 seconds on the HUD, it says, okay, 13 seconds on the HUD. It says, T-rail, so time for release, 10 seconds. I want you to notice something. So what was happening, I enabled that feature CDES, which is continuous designation. And I believe that because I was constantly designating, the JDAM just did not register properly, did not complete delays on that target. So that's scenario number one. Scenario number two, you can see on the left side here, the L stopped lasing. It stopped lasing. It's not lasing anymore, and I'm dropping the bomb. Okay, so here I pickled, but it's not lasing. So I think the bomb just didn't know where to go. It just kind of dropped at the location that I designated, but did not follow the vehicle, right? So that sucks. Let me put it this way. So it was just a very poor execution on my side. Let me just show you here. Turning back, and here it is. So even though I was on a different heading, the Humvee is right. Not the Humvee. The Land Rover is right there. I did have the T-rail designation on my HUD. I pickled, but that GBU did not really have any target laced. Pretty much, they did not connect, and I think that because I was enabling that continuous designation, so it didn't have, and it was also an auto track, so not point track. Again, there's a lot of scenarios why I went wrong, but in my opinion, I think it was just a very poor designation, a poor execution of me continuously lasing that target, right? So in the end, you can see that missile just went nowhere. It just exploded really into the ground. So you can see right here. Let me just slow it down. Press play, and it just, yeah, it just goes into the ground where I initially designated on my T-pod, but the car has already left the right side. Anyways, anyway, I just wanted to show, what went wrong. The strike over Sanya was very good. Precision strike. You can see that our JTAC right there is still alive. The Hezbollah militants are destroyed, and but we failed completely on that. Doing the precision strike on that Hezbollah commander at Naftia. So we're gonna have to probably redo this mission. We're gonna have to wait until we get some more intel. Maybe the setting is gonna be a little bit different. Maybe it's gonna be a precision strike. Maybe we're gonna have to go and wait for him to go out into his meetings and drive around, and we'll have to just to try again, lasing the target. All this time the MQ9 Reaper was above the target, right? It was continuously lasing, but it was just a very poor execution on my side, which is fine. It's not always perfect. So anyways, so thank you for watching, and yeah, just wanted to share this video, and I look forward for you guys watching the next video, next mission that I'm gonna upload. Hint hint, it's gonna have to do something with Syria and Lebanon together. So thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.